In this video, we learn how to create an OIDC web app, while also covering 2 grant type flows and some of the configuration options available. Go ahead and log in to the Okta dashboard and click on Applications and Applications. Click on Create App Integration and click on OIDC OpenID Connect, which is an application that integrates with Okta Identity and Access Management Platform using the OpenID Connect protocol, and it is intended to build a custom app integration with the Okta sign-in widget. For the application type, select Web Application. The web app is usually implemented with a 3-tier structure: presentation, application, and data layer that is stored on a remote server and can be accessed through a web browser interface. In that case, authentication and tokens are handled on the server side. Go ahead and name the app and add a logo if needed. This is optional. Proof of possession (DPoP) requires demonstrating proof of possession header in token requests. Use this option to require a client to prove possession of a public or private key pair for token requests. Now we will cover 2 of the grant type flows. Use the client credentials option if you are building a native app in which the user doesn't interact directly with the app. First, your client app sends an authorization request to the authorization server using the token request. Then, if the credentials are correct, Okta responds with an access token. Then your app uses this access token to initialize the authorization request to the resource server. Then the resource server validates the token and responds back to your app with the resources. Next is the authorization code flow. This is the most commonly used grant type. Use this option if you're building a server-side app, like a web app that securely stores secrets. This option is recommended for controlling access to it. This is how the authorization code flow will work. Your app directs the browser to the Okta sign-in page through the authorized request. Then Okta redirects the authentication through a 302 redirect to the Okta sign-in page. Then, the user authenticates. Once the user is authenticated, the browser receives an authorization code from the Okta authorization server, which is passed to your app. Then, your app sends this code with the client secret to Okta through the token request. Then the Okta authorization server responds with an access token and an ID token. With these tokens, your app can now call the resource server on behalf of the user. Then the resource server validates the token before responding to the request. Next is the sign and redirect URI, which is the pre-registered callback URL for the app, which must match the value of the redirect URI in the authorized requests, where the authorization code or tokens are sent in the source code. Logout redirect URI, which Okta will redirect to the app after the application contacts Okta to close the user sessions. Multiple URIs could be added here. Single logout, which allows the user to sign out of a single logout participating app on their device and end their Okta session. The user is then automatically signed out of all other single logout participating apps on other devices. Trusted origins. Use this option if you want to use the Okta sign-in widget with a trusted origin set. In this case, the widget can make calls to the authentication API from that domain. You can allow everyone in your organization to access the app, or you can limit the access to specific groups. Or you can skip group assignments for now and click on Save, and the client ID and client secret will be generated. That's it. You have successfully created an OIDC web app. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube.